A small test with a big message. What if one small movement could quietly whisper the truth about how long you might live? Not in years exactly, but in strength, in grace, in resilience. You wouldn't need a doctor's appointment. No blood work. Just you, your body, and a little bit of stillness. As we grow older, it's often not the big medical events that tell us how we're aging. It's the tiny ones we overlook. The hesitation before standing up. The hand we reach for to steady ourselves. Slight shuffle replacing a confident step. Today, we're going to explore a powerful, science-backed home test that can predict more than most people realize. But even more than that, we'll talk about how this test invites us to listen, really listen, to our bodies. Because after 50, it's not just about how many birthdays we've had, it's about how well we carry the days ahead. Part 1. Your balance reveals your biological age. The ability to stand on one leg without support is a quiet predictor of life expectancy. It sounds almost silly at first. But studies show that adults over 50 who can't balance on one leg for 10 seconds are nearly twice as likely to die within the next decade. That's not to scare you. It's to awaken a gentle awareness. Because balance isn't just about muscles. It's a reflection of the nervous system, the strength of stabilizer muscles, inner ear function, even how alert and connected we are to the present moment. When balance falters, it often signals deeper things: fragility, slowed reaction time, even cognitive decline. And the good news, you can improve it. Just 5 minutes a day of mindful balance practice, standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or closing your eyes while standing tall, can change your trajectory. Balance is not a gift we lose without choice. It's something we can rebuild with care. Part 2. Strength is a longevity signal. Muscle mass in older adults is strongly tied to survival. This isn't about bodybuilders or gym culture. It's about functional strength, the kind that helps you rise from a chair, carry groceries, or catch yourself if you stumble. The hidden test: try sitting cross-legged on the floor, then standing up without using your hands. This test, called the sitting rising test, is simple yet deeply revealing. People who score poorly on this are significantly more likely to face early death. Why? Because it reflects core strength, balance, coordination, and flexibility, all wrapped into one. Strength after 50 doesn't have to mean lifting heavy weights. It can mean rising from the floor with confidence. And every bit you reclaim, every squat, every stretch, adds to your buffer against illness and injury. Muscle isn't just movement, it's protection, independence, and life itself. Part 3. Flexibility isn't just physical, it's mental. The way your body bends often reflects the way your mind does. Tight hips, stiff backs, and locked knees aren't just age, they're often the result of long-held patterns, stress, and disconnection. When you gently test your flexibility, you're also testing your willingness to change. Can you stretch past old beliefs? Can you reach a little further today than yesterday? Flexibility doesn't just lower your fall risk. It often signals how open you are to new ways of being. Simple stretches, even 5 minutes a day, can transform how you feel. And the most beautiful part, flexibility grows faster than we expect. Our bodies respond quickly to gentle kindness. Part 4. Daily movement is your lifeline. The most important test isn't a one-time thing. It's what you do every day. How long can you walk without feeling winded? How often do you rise from your seat just to move? Movement after 50 isn't about exercise, it's about rhythm, flow, consistency. One study showed that walking speed was more predictive of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol. Faster walkers, even those in their 70s, tend to live longer and healthier lives. Not because of speed alone, but because walking reflects overall vitality. So your hidden test might just be: how easily do you walk across a room? Do you feel alive in motion? Try walking a little more each day, not as a chore, as a declaration. I am still here. I am still moving forward. Part 5. Stillness holds clues about stress and aging. How long can you sit in stillness without feeling agitated? It might sound strange, but our tolerance for quiet is a kind of test too. A racing mind, a restless body. They whisper of deeper stress and emotional wear. After 50, chronic stress becomes a greater threat than we often admit. It shortens telomeres, accelerates inflammation, and wears down the heart. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or simply watching the trees sway outside the window. These aren't luxuries, they're medicine. Stillness is where healing often begins. It's the moment the body stops surviving and starts restoring. Can you give yourself 2 minutes a day of that gift? That may be the most vital test of all. Part 6. The body listens to what the mind believes. Your beliefs about aging quietly shape your reality. If you see aging as decline, your brain begins to map that expectation. But if you view aging as evolution, as becoming more yourself, the body listens. Science shows that people with positive views of aging live 7.5 years longer on average. Why? Because they move more, engage more, care more, and in turn, their health follows. The hidden test here is internal. What do you whisper to yourself about your future? That quiet voice may be shaping your biology more than you know. The story of Evelyn. 1 second off the floor. Evelyn was 74 when she tried the floor test and couldn't rise without her hands. She laughed it off at first, calling it silly. But something about it lingered. She said it felt like her body was trying to tell her something, and she decided to listen. So each morning, she set a timer. 3 minutes of simple strength work, wall squats, arm circles, a bit of yoga she found on YouTube, just enough to sweat, just enough to feel herself again. By month 3, she stood from the floor, hands free, a little wobbly, but proud. 1 second off the floor turned into 1 second longer with my grandkids, she said. That's how I see it now. She didn't chase youth, she reclaimed presence. When her neighbor fell and couldn't get up, Evelyn realized she could help, because she'd practiced, because she'd listened, because she believed that every day we move is a day we choose life. A quiet mirror of how we live. These little tests, balance, strength, stillness, they don't define us, but they do reflect us. They show how much we've been caring for ourselves and how much more we still can. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And maybe today, that beginning is as simple as standing on 1 foot for 10 seconds, or sitting down slowly just to rise again, this time with purpose. What small change made the biggest difference for you after 50? Share in the comments. Your story might light someone else's way. If this video resonated with you, consider liking, sharing, or subscribing. But most of all, be gentle with yourself. You're still writing your story.